Hi, my name is Sunshine Smith-Williams. I am a philanthropist, serial entrepreneur, youth advocate, community leader, and best-selling author. I'm also on a mission, and my mission is to make sure you remember Shereese Francis. In March of 2012, my friend, who suffered from schizophrenia, was pinned down by 4 officers with knees on her back. They killed my friend. They even covered it up. Her body was left dead for 90 minutes before they even took her to the hospital. They diagnosed that she was killed by asphyxia. She was murdered by 4 officers. Murders have no statute of limitation. And with 50A being repealed, we now have the ability to look in the lives and the day-to-day and any other crimes that have been committed by police officers. We also have the opportunity to change the narrative of how police officers engage with mentally ill people. I present to you the Shereese Francis Act. I am moving on purpose. I am side by side with her sister, Shauna Francis. We are bringing to District 28 and to the entire world the change of police reform. Shereese will be remembered. Her honor will be served, and we will have justice.
Our Queens District Attorney. So please put your hands together for our Queens District Attorney, Melinda Katz.
Ladies and gentlemen, peace. 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 So I hear Southeast Queens in the neighborhood. Shootings in Southeast Queens have gone up over 250%. 103rd, 113th, 115th, 105. Shootings have grown exponentially right here in the last 2 months. You know, we tend to look at a lot of statistics in our business. But every time someone is shot, I wonder about their mother and their father and their sisters and their brothers and the family that relies on them. And I know one thing as the District Attorney of Queens County, we can get the drivers of violence and we can go and get the shooters and those that drive, but if you don't work with community, if you don't lift the young people up, if we're not educating, if we're not preaching, if we're not making sure they have mentors and drug rehabilitation and people that care for them and that they know there's a place they can go that's safe, then someone else is going to pick up that gun. And we know because it's happening every day. I'll get the honor of introducing, please, the Borough President of Queens County, Borough President Sharon Lee.
You know, I know we have a long lineup of speakers for this peace rally. I just want to get to the point. There's a public health crisis going on in the city that has a deeply troubling trajectory in the city of New York. And that is caused by the unfettered gun violence, stabbings, shootings at every corner of the city. And I am loath to report to you that Queens is not immune to this public health crisis. But this public health crisis response will require all of us, just as it did with the COVID-19 pandemic. Now we're going to hear from a lot more speakers. I see some of the news cameras here, and I see there are some phones up. We're probably live. What I'd like to say, because there are multiple ways to address and take action against this public health crisis. But what I'd like to say in particular are to folks who may be watching, those of you who watch CNBC from market open to close, those of you who read the Financial Times and the Wall Street Journal, those of you who are concerned about the direction of the city of New York. And I know you are asking, we know you are asking what to do. What to do to change the trajectory of the city of New York. The answer is simple. Invest. Invest right here into our youth. Invest into our seniors. Invest into our community. Invest into our future. Because we have a right to live, we have a right to matter. And that's what this is about. And so if you are asking what to do, what you can do to change the trajectory. It's simple. Invest. And invest now.
Southeast Queens in the house! I see some visitors that are not from Southeast Queens, so we welcome Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan. We welcome you here. You made it, Harlem, you made it. But you're in the right place today. You know, I gotta thank our DA, Melinda Katz, Queensborough President Sharon Lee, all of the organizations that were just mentioned. We thank you for assembling us here today. Thank you to our precinct partners. Yes, I said partners. There are factions out there that are trying to distort our narrative. But just like Queensborough President Sharon Lee said, as New York set the model when it came to flattening the curve for the coronavirus, so shall Southeast Queens set the model for flattening the curve for gun violence. We have the best crisis management system here in the name of Life Camp, led by Sister Erica Ford.
He talks about this is different. This is different for me. I live 2 blocks away for the last 50-something years. My blood runs through these streets. All politics is local. And so we stand here together, yes. Hey you. We stand here together. But we're not blind to the reality of Queens and where we are and where we need to go. I can never close my eyes to being blackballed in Queens.
Grace and peace, family. On behalf of Potato Brothers, we send abundance of love. I am 1/3 of the Potato Brothers. I'm Todd, co-founder of the King of Kings Foundation. And we have a goal. Our goal is to educate all to the dangers and consequences of being involved with drugs, guns, and gang violence, and succumbing to peer pressure. But most important, we promote education because we realize the lack of education leads to all of the above. So what am I saying? I'm saying everyone within the sound of my voice, show to your child. I understand that we have a foundation, see, but the foundation started with one, and it became many. You can do the same thing as long as you got that unadulterated love for that child, that you can make sure that child's moving in the right direction. Once you do, you take time, you analyze, and you understand their ideology in life, be it right or wrong. But in doing so, it opens up a small window for you to impart that sound wisdom. I pray that this does not fall on deaf ear, because at the end of the day, we're losing people who look like you and I at an alarming rate. And I'm the first to say we're our worst enemies, and if we tackle the new KKK, we'll be all right, and that's kids killing kids. Once we tackle them, we'll be all right. Anyone on the outside looking in won't even have the heart to try to infiltrate what we have going on as a people, as a fellowship, as a community, because we have to understand one thing. We are the smartest and the greatest species on the face of the planet Earth. No one can take it, but we freely give it away. I pray that that's food for thought. Utilize it, make it become your reality. Blessings.
There's a lot of work to do. This is our community, this is our house. It's our responsibility first and foremost before anybody else. And we have to be accountable and make it a priority. We have to make this a place where you can't, for years, have a business in our community and never once sponsor anything for the youth in our community. Never once do anything to give back to the community that's made you so much money, that's put your kids through college, that have you living in a nice gated community. These are things that we have to change. These are things that I find very important and that I feel need to be addressed. But like I always say, lead by example. So what I'm doing is, through our organization, we're doing these things.